Hello, my beautiful Ooh, gotta look there. I gotta censor myself as well. Hello, my beautiful peanuts. Welcome back to another episode of Unsolicited Opinions with your host, Naledi Masipa. I hope you guys are doing well. I know I am because I woke up blessed and highly favored. Today, nothing like, actually, let me not say nothing good happened because the good thing that happened is that I woke up and I have breath in my lungs. Amen. And those that I love and care about are alive and well. Amen to that too. Praise God for that as well. So, as you can see, my mood is very much lifted from the previous episode. And let me tell you something. Um, I while recording that, I realized so many things. Before I get into that, Linktree. I have a link tree in the description box below. And when you click on it, it'll give you all the social media platforms. Click on it and go follow and subscribe everywhere and go do all those good things, okay? Thank you. Now, what I was going to say was I am in a much better mood now because I have been learning and have been finding, I've been learning and finding God's stillness and peace amongst the chaos that 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 happens in life. You know, I'm the joy of the Lord is my strength, right? And I'm at peace because he has given me that peace. Peace in the fact that he's handled the situation and I just got to get through whatever it is that I'm going through to get to it. Basically, I'm trusting God. And as you can see, putting my trust in his perfect hands has definitely lifted an immense weight off of my shoulders. So I highly recommend God to any and everybody. Any and everybody. But today's episode, grab your tea, your water, juice. I have a little bit of red wine. By the way, the legal age of drinking is 18. Do not drink and drive. Do not text and drive. Do not get drunk amongst people that you don't know. Please be safe. Like, drink responsibly. Alcohol is addictive. Okay. Don't be it damages the liver and all that stuff. Like, it has a lot of health impacts. Don't be just drinking it like it's juice. It's not guava juice. Okay. Alcohol is not guava juice. But grab your cups because today we're going to talk about growing up because I'm growing up and I have my days where I literally freak out. So, what do I even want to talk about? There's just so many things to touch on where I'm just like, I'm growing. Like, I'm becoming an adult. The older I get, I don't know about you guys, but I think I feel, not physically feel, but just based off of how the perspective of certain things, my mindset on certain things, how I view certain things, like, I feel my frontal lobe developing. Not only my brain frontal lobe, but even the frontal lobe of my soul is developing. And I have no way to explain that right now. But as I mature more and more and get older, and when I have the words to articulate it, what it is that I am feeling, or if I'm going to be speaking about this after feeling it, then in hindsight, then I'll be able to like give you guys the gist. But basically, I'm just realizing that I am not a little kid anymore. Well, I'm still very young, okay? I'm a young, very, very young adult, okay? I'm an '04 baby. I am turning 21. So I'm still very young, but I'm realizing that this is now the decade of my life, or the beginning of the decade of my life, where so many things could happen. I could get married in this decade. I could have kids in this decade. I'm going to be building my career, my businesses and everything. Like, I'm building and creating my own identity as a person in society, as an adult in society, and establishing my empire and my dreams and whatnot. So there's just so many huge first adult milestones that could happen in this decade of my life, and looking at life from that perspective has definitely made me realize that, damn, I am growing up. I'm going to have to start thinking about taxes. When I start my own family, I'm going to have to start thinking about how can I first of all know my culture, my traditions and all those things, like, you know, as a South African Bedi and Zonga woman, like, how do I pass that on to my kids? Because, you know, your culture is a part of your identity, you know, and I want to definitely pass that on to my kids. When I have kids, when am I going to have kids? The fact that I don't even know when I'm going to get married. Of course I don't know because I can't read into the future, but like, just the whole thought of that, like, even marriage, I'm like, damn, I have to meet people. I have to think Like those are big decisions, the big decisions, like life is getting serious. And I kind of freak out because sometimes I genuinely don't feel like I know what I'm doing. I feel like so lost and confused. Nowadays, I feel like I have a bit of a sense of a point and a direction to that I'm heading towards. So it gives me some sort of path to follow, even if I feel very confuzzled. But like I have some sort of direction because I know what it is that I may be trying to build towards. So it just makes me freak out sometimes because sometimes I'm just thinking like I'm so young. I maybe shouldn't be thinking about these things, but I am thinking about these things. So then it's just occupying my mind. Then I start thinking of the future, and I can't really worry about the future because no amount of worrying is going to change the future. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot that goes on like in my mind. And even now, going to finish school, not soon but soon, after that is employment, and then seeing things like there's like a 60 something percent population of youth who are unemployed is a scary thing to see, because it's just like I'm not trying to be going out from school and then like unemployed, you know what I mean? And it's just a lot. There's just a lot to think about and dive into. And I just want to say, like, I'm low key freaking out. I'm low key freaking out. Like, even just the thought of like after school, after studying, I have to work and whatever. And the last thing, like my fear is actually, no, not fear. The Lord says, "Do not be afraid," and the Lord did not give me a spirit of fear and timidity. Okay, I think of the fact that I I don't want to be, and I'm not going to be one of those people that get employed and then forget about their dreams because they're comfortable in the fact that they've gotten a job and this job takes care of all their expenses and just things to pay for in life, because you need money to survive in this world, okay? And then some people can't just afford to like leave what they're doing because they hate it because it pays the bills, you know what I mean? And I would hate to be that kind of person that just like sits and gets comfortable in something, that I forget the dreams that I have, and that my ambition towards those dreams dwindles. You know what I mean? I gotta make the little girl proud of me. The little girl in me wanted a pink Ferrari. It might not be pink when I get it, but I have to make her proud. So even just thinking of things like that, it's just like I like my future, my life is in my hands, and I'm realizing that more and more as I'm getting older. My life is in my hands. And for people who are like me, where nothing is handed to you, where you have to build it like brick by brick. Not that there's anything wrong if something is handed to you, like nothing is wrong with that at all. I'm just saying, for those of you who are like me, where you're building everything yourself, brick by brick, it's just like every brick that I lay it's at the work of my hands. Well, not my hands, but like by my hands. When I say not my hands, I'm just giving like my nod to God, because everything that happens in my life, everything good that happens in my life, anything glorious, massive, magnificent achievements, I'm always gonna owe it to God, because He deserves all the glory, adoration, and honor and praise. So yeah, but my future is in my hands, and that makes me so like kind of like nervous. It makes me nervous because now I have to start thinking strategically. I have to start thinking of ways of how can I get to this point or goal in my life that I'm obviously trying to achieve. One of my biggest fears is not making it in life, but I know I'm going to make it in life. I know I am. I am going to make it in life. And you know why I know I'm going to make it in life? Because I said that with my mouth, and there is power of life and death in the tongue. And because I said it, it shall be so. Period. But with my future being in my hands, there's also a lot of like pressure on me to succeed, and success looks so different for so many people. And I also don't want to get into the point of comparing myself, because there are people who are my age right now who are like for example, Kylie Jenner. When she was around my age, she was earning multi-million dollars, from hundreds of millions of dollars, from her company that she had just launched, Kylie Cosmetics and whatnot. And then there are people who are my age who are not in school and have to be doing I don't know, whatever else they need to do to survive or take care of their family. And then there are people who are my age who are in school. And there's just so many vast aspects of life and your age. I don't even like looking at like my age a lot, because I age will definitely put like pressure on the fact that you're running on a timeline. And it's like you don't even know how long you're gonna live for. So don't even live by a timeline. But I say live by a goal. You know? Live by a goal, and until you get to achieve that goal. Whether you achieve that goal when you're 32 or 22, it doesn't matter. But live in that way. And with my future being in my hands, I just what hold on. I'm realizing what I'm saying. My future is not in my hands. Listen, I surrender myself to the Lord. Again, every time you guys are going to come here, if you guys are not the type of people that like to talk about the Lord, you can scroll off. It is fine. The right audience will be found to watch this thing, okay? But my future is in the hands of the Lord. That gives me so much comfort and assurance. I don't know. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when things are in my hands, everything is just like stressful. Stressful. I don't know what I'm doing and whatever. But then if I just put it and surrender it into the perfect Lord's hands, I know I'll be fine, because he talks about the plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. And I know it's in the hands of somebody that loves me down. God loves us down. He's a good God and wants nothing but the best for you. So my future is in his hands. And just with it, but like with the context of like reality now, like talking on like this scale of physicality and reality in like the real world, it's in my hands. And I'm just nervous. I'm just nervous. And I don't know about you guys if you're nervous too, but yeah, I'm nervous. We're growing up, guys. And I also want to say, like, as we're growing up, because we're going to be the new adults of society, we need to take things seriously, man. Like, if we look at our government, for example, we need to, I hope we are that generation that just isn't like brushing things off easily because we just leave our opinions on social media and do nothing about it in real life, but expect change. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that could be a habit. It's so easy for you to be on your phone. And yes, social media and things like that helps with a particular matter, but the only thing that it helps with is media coverage. True change doesn't really, really happen. We're growing up. We're growing up and we're becoming the adults of society. I'm really interested in seeing the kind of adults we're going to be for our society. And when people of our age group are in government, I pray that we can do better. Guys, can we please be good people? Can we please do better? I know we all have this vision of a great South Africa. Can we actually make that vision come into life? Because I feel like as people, we don't realize that the power that we have as people, even in mere voting, even in merely voting, we have so much power, and we have the power to change our current society circumstances. But I don't want to dive into the politics and economics of that, because I don't know how to dive into it in a articulate manner and with information that is accurate, relevant, and useful. So until I can get that done, then we can start talking about politics and economics, because I also don't want that to be like, oh, I also don't want that to be a topic that people shy away from, because it's something that needs to be talked about. I mean, look now, there's a guy, I keep forgetting their names. You see, another part of adulting that I'm realizing, I need to start watching the news and knowing the names of our ministers and all those things, because like you need to know. As we are adulting, I feel as though it's also important for us to change our mindsets. Life is it's life is becoming, or society is more so moving towards this perspective of life that you're allowed to do things in your own time. People are having kids when they're 50. People are succeeding at 30 something. You know, some people are young when they do it. Like there's no particular age to do something. Nara Smith is having, she's already on her fourth child and she's I think 23. And there's people who like Janet Jackson, who only had her first and currently only child, who she had at 50. You know, people's lives are so different. So change your mindset in the aspect of thinking that life is supposed to look a particular linear way. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what your life has in store for you. If people are already so different, then how is it that their lives are supposed to follow some blueprint that's the same if their lives, their personal lives, are already so different? You know what I mean? So change your mindset and focus on you. Focus on your life, your path, and your journey. I swear, even looking at things on social media, I feel like we shouldn't even, sometimes we shouldn't even blame social media for the things that it portrays, because everybody on social media is going to show their best self. I would think most people on social media would always show their best self or the best of what they have, and never, maybe sometimes never the reality or the things that happen behind the scenes, because that's A, none of our business, but B, I feel like people just want that good public image. You know what I mean? So never be fooled by what people post, because you don't know people's real lives. There was this quote, let me actually mention it now, that's saying like, you could be praying to God, you could be looking at other people and be praying so much to get what they have when they were given that by the devil. You don't know people's lives. Or even if it was given to them by God, that's for them, given to them by God. What God has for you, he'll give to you in your own time. So when I say change your mindset, change the perspective of comparison, because again, comparison is a thief of joy, and I feel like we all know that, but then some people secretly do it. I feel like I'm stepping into an era of my life where I'm not comparing anymore. I think maybe in minor aspects, sure, but I'm learning to get out of that, to just like not compare, because there's no point. I'm not you, you're not me. We don't have the same paths in life. We don't have the same goal. We don't have the same future. Or even if we have the same goal, it's not going to be achieved in the same way. It's not going to have the same impact in the same way, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So change your mindset into focusing on you and doing what makes you happy. I was recently talking to somebody who said that she was afraid of like starting over. Guys, if you are allowed to change your mind on what you order on the menu, you're allowed to change what you want to do with your life. It's your life to live at the end of the day. And life is no like linear thing. I feel like what you, I can say this for sure. What I was thinking I would be doing at 20 when I was 14, 10, 11, 16, or whatever, I definitely don't think those things now. I definitely don't even remember the things that I thought, back then, now. And yes, those are very different, like, age groups and therefore mindsets, but like, you get what I'm trying to say? You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change your path in life. There are infinite possibilities of what one's future could look like. The fact that I pick up this gloss maybe changed a certain possibility in my future. If maybe putting it down changes my possibility of my future, like, there are infinite possibilities and probabilities of what your future can look like, and you're definitely allowed to change your mind. You're definitely allowed to start over. Don't be scared. And that's one of the things with adulting that I feel like people get scared to do. If they feel as if you, when you're an adult, you are now fixed and confined to this one single life forever. Me personally, something that I'm realizing about myself, I don't want to be put in a box. Do not put me in a box. I have this podcast. I'm modeling as well. I'm going to be owning businesses. Shoot. If I want to be a kickboxer, so be it. If I want to be the next freaking pop star of the century, so be it. If I want to be president, so be it. If I want to be a horse rider, so be it. A housewife, so be it. Whatever, an author of a book, so be it. Whatever it is, don't put me in a box, because again, life is not linear. So don't put yourself in that like confined space of a box to think that once you're an adult and off to school, once you've gotten a job or whatever, that's how your life is meant to be for the rest of your life. No. No, have dreams, chase life. When I was listening to the song Fetch Your Life by, ooh, child, I don't know who it's by. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But the song Fetch Your Life, I think it's Prince KB. It's so true. Fetch your life. Your life. Some people just be out here surviving, going day by day, instead of living in each day and adding life to their days. Fetch your life and continue to fetch life no matter how old you are, no matter what is happening in your life, no matter what you got going on. Fetch a life that makes you feel happy and fulfilled and whole across all boards. Do what's good and fulfilling for you. If you want to, if what makes you happy is staying in that one avenue of your life, so be it. If you want to try 10 different thousand things before you can figure one thing out, then so be it. And another thing, a lot of people, a lot of adults have told me, because I'm so young, is like, don't feel pressure, like to have it all figured out. And I take their advice like seriously. Like, the pressure of having your life figured out. I used to think I needed my subjects figured out when I was choosing them in grade 10. I used to like I remember sitting being like so sure of like, which subjects am I gonna choose? This is gonna change, like this is gonna set the trajectory of my life forever. There are people out there who have one degree but are doing something completely different to what they studied. You see what I mean? Like, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to be confined to this one thing. You are allowed to be a free being, a free thinker. But one thing I will say is have a sense of direction for yourself. Have a sense of direction. Whether if it's figuring things out, the sense of direction would be okay to have something figured out whenever it needs to be figured out. That's your direction, to figure something out while you're trying new and different things. Have some sense of direction so that you're not just like waffling through life. But even if you feel like you're waffling through life, like that's okay. Have seasons like that. But I'm saying don't stick in something like that like for forever. You know what I mean? Another part of adulting is feeling the pressure to succeed. I remember speaking to my brother about this. He's 6 years older than me. Um, he, I remember speaking to him and I was like, I feel like a lot of pressure and it's worrying me because I feel like this pressure to just like get things done. And I was just telling him like things that I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve. And basically, what he told me was that pressure is good. That kind of pressure that I have is good. Not like pressure that's like debilitating, but pressure that's motivating. Applying pressure on like, okay, I want to succeed and I want to get this bread. Let's go. I'm hungry. That's the word. The pressure that I have wasn't pressure, it was hunger. Hunger to succeed. And that kind of pressure, which I'm assuming he meant hunger, is good. Be hungry, but don't be greedy. Okay? Be hungry, but don't be greedy. But that hunger to succeed, I feel like is an important thing in conjunction with um ambition, because you have to really want something. You have to really, 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 really want something in order for you to fully go after it. You know what I mean? I feel like you know what I mean. I was really interrupted by my alarms. I function off of alarms, okay? Like alarms are my thing. They keep me like on a not on a schedule, but they just remind me. I forget. So I set an alarm for everything and I realized that I set an alarm to charge this microphone. But because I thought it was going to switch off, but I just didn't plug in the thing, like the insert thing that needed to go in order for the Bluetooth to connect to the phone. But yeah. But one thing I wanted to touch on quickly was like the concept of taking care of parents. I feel like that's just definitely a black household thing. Don't you think? And I feel as though I don't know why it has to be that way. One thing I would love for my children is for them not to take care of me like in that way of like having to build me a house or having to do whatever like for me. You know what I mean? Because I feel as though it's a I want to use the word toxic. It's a toxic thing in black households to always want to have to take care of your parents, or that some parents like raise their kids and have this like expectation for their kids to now take care of them. And where I feel iffy about that is, as an adult, as an adult. I'm not an older adult yet. I'm a young adult. But as like a mature older adult who's had kids, I feel as though you should have established your own life enough to be able to take care of yourself so that your children can live their own lives and that their job is and duty is not to take care of you. Because it's a parent's duty to take care of your child. I don't think it's a child's duty to take care of their parent. I genuinely don't. Because you've had this time to be an adult to build however you wanted to build, whether you got the chance or not, whether you took the chance or not, whether life was hard or not. There was this time for your life. And now this should be time for your child's life, for your child to do whatever it is that they want to do with their life. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't like spoil you or whatever, but what I'm saying is that your parents shouldn't be dependent on their children. That's such a reverse concept that I don't understand that that's in most black households. It's like I have to make it so that I can take care of family member X, Y, and Z versus I have to make it because I this is my dream to make it in this goal that I'm achieving or whatever. It's not for themselves anymore. It's for the sake of the next person, and then the family becomes dependent on them, and then it applies a whole different life's pressure on them. Like I don't really agree with that part of adulting. But for my mom, it's not even taking care of her. I don't need to do that because she can very much take care of herself. But I just want to spoil my mom. So that's a different perspective between being dependent on your child to take care of you and to elevate your life and then to maintain that elevated life that they've given to you versus just wanting to give back to your parents in some way to just say like thank you or just because you want to, from a heart that you just want to. But yeah, that's just pretty much all I wanted to touch on that. I hope me talking so much and so fast just shows you that there's just so many things running through my mind of the fact that like I'm growing up. Like guys, in this decade of my life, I could possibly get married, have kids. I'm definitely going to be succeeding, having a career, paying taxes, freaking watching the news, um just a whole bunch of stuff. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Like there's life, real life after university and it's a bit nerve-wracking ish and kind of making me freak out because it's like you do not know the kind of cards that life deals. You don't. Life can throw anything at anyone. Anything at anyone. And I've seen that from obviously my own life experiences and also from life experiences that people around me have experienced and shared with me. So, if you're feeling a little freaked out, basically the point of this episode is just to say if you're feeling a little freaked out by adulting or if you're feeling like just like overwhelmed or nervous or scared or whatever, me too, Pookie. Me too. But not right now though. I've felt that way before, felt past tense, because right now how I feel is secure and confident in the fact that whatever the future holds, it'll be good, it'll be great, and I will be fine because my life is in God's hands. It's as simple as that. That no matter what life or the enemy or whatever can throw at me, I will be okay. I will succeed. I will be fine because my life is in God's hands. So basically, what I'm saying is if you feel like any of those emotions, give your life to God. Just be like, God, hey, like, I'm freaking out. I'm nervous. I'm overwhelmed. I'm feeling all these things. Here you go. I give it all to you. And the beauty of that is God already has your life figured out because He made you for a specific purpose, right? So you'll be good. He'll give you the direction you need. He'll give you the guidance you need. He'll give you the peace you need. He'll give you the comfort you need. Like, I don't think you guys, maybe you guys, I don't think you guys understand like the words that I'm saying, but like, give it to God. I swear, give it to God. Give full control to God. If you guys could see me put side by side of the previous episode, episode 1, and this episode, baby, I was going through it. I was going through it, and part of me going through it was realizing the fact that I didn't give full control to God. I didn't. I was worried because I was trying to do things in my own capacity because I was still having control. I even said it in a TikTok video that I was in the driver's seat and I trusted God to give me direction and all those things, but I was in the driver's seat asking him for directions when he should be in the driver's seat just driving the car anyway. Cause he'll know where to go, he'll know where to take it. I must just sit in the passenger seat or the back seat and just chill and allow him to drive, enjoy the view or the bumpy ride, but understanding that in this car, I am safe. In this car, we're going to a great destination because I have a phenomenal driver in the driver's seat, aka God. So, high key, let Jesus take the wheel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little ramble. This was a ramble, not a waffle. I was rambling. But I hope you guys enjoyed my ramble. I'm gonna go sit and have my little glass of wine and just watch something. I don't even know what to watch anymore. Would you guys believe me if I say if you bleh, would you guys believe me if I said that I haven't watched the new season of Love Island? I've basically been seeing nuggets on TikTok and I basically know the entire season just because of TikTok. But yeah. And another thing I also wanted to say, sometimes I actually feel pressured to wear like makeup and to look some kind of way to film the pod episode. And I just had to like bring myself together and just think, this is my podcast. I will wear whatever it is that I want to wear on here. And I was just thinking of like makeup and things because I was thinking of a specific look of how to make it more professional and stuff like that. But I'm just like, but I love my natural skin and I love myself like barefaced, Chanel bags and all. But not even but Chanel bags and all. So I will therefore be probably doing a lot of barefaced episodes. Hey, I still look professional. I'm in a shirt. I'm not in any like pajamas or nothing. Even if I was in pajamas, what if that was just the brand of my podcast? Basically, I'm just gonna do whatever I want on here, okay? Period. But I hope you guys enjoyed my ramble of an episode. Stay tuned for episode 3 coming whenever it's coming. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you guys another day, another dollar. Stay blessed and highly favored. Give everything to God. Your worries, your dreams, your hopes. Give it all to Him. He's got you. Love you all. Goodbye, peanuts. Don't be mad at me. It's just my opinion.